I'm 19 Keys, and this is High Level Conversation. Library.
You wrote it's a chapter in the book about the 3 difficulties that one must go through. What are they?
Well, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, I want to see if I can remember the point I was going to tie into something that you said. Man. Yeah.
I be flowing with my thoughts. I just let them out.
Oh, this is what it was. So there's a scripture in the Bible that says that there is in Corinthians. It says that there's a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heaven. And then it starts laying out opposite extremes: time to be born, time to die, time to love, time to hate, time for peace, time for war. Time doing something and making it successful is hinged on the time as well. If you do the wrong thing at the wrong time, it produces a disaster. If you do the wrong thing at the right time, that's a mistake. Even if you do the right thing, but it's at the wrong time, you're going to meet resistance. The only way to be successful is you got to do the right thing at the right time. By the time, surely man is in loss.
Yes, sir.
So in the Holy Quran, to show, they call it circadian rhythms and what have you, but in the Holy Quran, it says this: surely the recital of the Quran at dawn is recorded. Where? There ain't no angel up in outer space with no tablet saying, aha, my servant read 13 verses today. Recorded in the brain.
Yes, sir.
So the same as a wise farmer knows that the best time to plant seeds on the farm is right before dawn. When the earth is at its most fertile stage, that's when they plant their seeds. So it is, the brain is at its most fertile stage right at dawn. So you can get more wisdom putting in 30 minutes of study at dawn than you can putting 3 hours of study in the middle of the day. Your mind is not bombarded with what you could be doing, should be doing, or want to do.
Yes, sir.
Number 2, then you don't have the sound pollution that comes from the business of the world that makes you feel like you out of step with time. Let me hurry up and go do something else. So that kind of, I guess that can segue into those 3 things. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us that there were 3 trials that we had to go through to come into existence, and we have to continue to stay in existence. He said the sperm had to overcome, number 1, a hostile environment, because when the sperm goes up the vaginal tract, the body considers it to be a foreign enemy and tries to kill it. Then it had to go upstream and defeat gravity. And third, it had to survive the test of competition. So in life, it's a competition. The problem with us, though, is because we like to compete with other people all the time and not do it in the right spirit. So the Holy Quran says it like this: and vie with one another in righteousness, and vie with one another for the forgiveness of Allah. So my goal is forgiveness of Allah. So what I'm doing to please the God, not trying to outshine you. I'm vying with one another I'm vying with you, and I'm in righteousness when I'm doing it. So I'm not doing it with envy and jealousy, which means that if you get a little ahead of me, I'm gonna try to pull you back. I'm vying in righteousness for the forgiveness of Allah. When we operate with that kind of competition, that's the 3 trials. Then in that competition, we really aren't competing with our fellow man. We're competing with our former self. We really aren't really trying to compete with our peers and trying to outdo our peers. We're trying to outdo our past. And when man operates trying to outdo his past, not peers, to do greater than his former self, instead of the fellow man, then you got righteous competition.
Yes, sir.
And you have to survive in a hostile environment.
Yes, sir.
You Black in America, this is a hostile environment.
Yes, sir.
So that's warfare.
Yes, sir.
And then the other part is he said gravity. And gravity is an unseen force that holds you down. There's a lot of people, matter of fact, rewind it, all of us have unseen impediments that are holding us down. Somebody, it might be a drug. Somebody, it might be lust. Somebody else, it might be fear. Somebody else, it might be poor self-worth. Whatever it is, we got unseen forces that's holding us down. So in order for us to come into life, the sperm had to go through a hostile environment, defy gravity, and compete and win. Likewise, to become what we're supposed to become and to stay in existence, we're going to have to compete and win. We're going to have to survive a hostile environment, and we're going to have to overcome the invisible impediment we know that's holding us down. And if we do that, life won't necessarily be easy, but it'll definitely be worth it.
So it ain't gonna be easy still.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be easy, but it's gonna be worth it.
So in truth to that statement, in difficulty, after difficulty comes ease is the statement. Which makes me think about, when the devil times end up. And it was stated that there is a time where he expires. There's a year where he expires, and we happen to be in the grace. For a point of this thought I want to give to, can you give us a breakdown on when the devil times end and what was that year supposed to end?
The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that when you unpack the scriptures, that the devil or this race of people were given 6,000 years to rule. And their time was up in 1914. So they expired in 1914. Biblical scholars can go in and verify 1914 is the exact year of the end by going to break down the prophecies of Daniel. In the Bible, it says it a little different. It says that 6 days shall you work, O man, and on that seventh day you shall be put to rest. Most people like to make that to be God of the universe, but that really is not God that worked for the 6 days and will be put to rest. You can't put God to rest. That's the lesser God. And in 2 Peter 3:8, look what it says. A day unto the Lord is likened unto 1,000 years. So 6 days is 6,000 years. You will be put to rest in the 7,000th year. So 1914 was the expiration date of Satan's rule. I said, man, every time I buy food from the grocery store and it's in the refrigerator or in the pantry, first thing I do, if I hadn't had it in a minute, I got to look at the date.
Yeah.
See if is this milk expired?
Yes, sir.
And if it is expired, you know what we do? We throw it away.
Yes, sir.
Why? Because if you eat from what's expired, it can make you sick and might even kill you. So what's going on in the world right now? See, Satan's power is expired.
Yes, sir.
His educational system, his economic system, his political system, it's expired. But we're still eating from it. And by us eating from his system, his teaching, we are eating expired rule. And it's making us sick and killing us at a very early age. So 1914, what was that time? But it says on the seventh day, he shall be. So that's within the 7,000 year. We in that time period of the 7,000 year. So any minute now, any minute, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that he fasted and prayed to see the day that he would be completely eliminated from the face of the earth. So we don't know exactly where we are. I can say by studying in the book of Timothy, the 20 different spiritual diseases that would exist at the end of times. We are definitely there because every impediment that you see in there is manifest right now.
What are those spiritual diseases?
It's 20 different ones. It deals with men being lovers of themselves instead of God, vain desires. It has a long list, envious, jealous, a long list of these spiritual impediments. All of them
that
are present.
All playing out today.
Different world leaders doing different things. It's all present right now. So we might not even be in the last days. We might be in the last minutes. But we at the end of the rule. Our assignment, of course, we would love to be in the generation where we get to break the tape.
Yes, sir.
And go ahead and hold up that national like they do in track and field and go around there and point at everybody in the crowd. Freedom, justice, and equality is here. We won. It's over.
Yes, sir.
But the minister said this. He said the struggle for salvation of our people and liberation, it is a marathon relay. Long race for each individual, but you don't know what leg you're running. So I would like to think that we in the last leg and that we get to break the tape.
Yes, sir.
And another generation won't have to come up and deal with the same madness we had to deal with. They'll live in a world of a universal government of peace wherein we all can live in peace together. So that is the expiration date. So teaches the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the Bible in the book of Daniel bears him witness. 1914, he expired. Stop eating from him. He making you sick.
And that's when he had world wars.
World War I, 1914. And so that that's what he taught. And the most honorable Elijah Muhammad taught a lot of concepts that were way before the time then and even now, and people are finally catching up with it. They don't give him the credit for it,
right.
As we talked about earlier. They don't give him the credit for it. Everybody online talking about the OMAD diet. That's an acronym for 1 meal a day. You got that from the honorable Elijah Muhammad. The ADF, alternate day fasting, intermittent fast. You got it from the honorable Elijah. This is how to eat to live that taught you this. Look at the whole vegetarian culture now that's taking a wave in our community. They got the honorable Elijah Muhammad taught this.
Yeah.
Fasting now is becoming, you can go on YouTube and find thousands of people, just common people from the hood, fasting to cure themselves of. The honorable Elijah Muhammad was the one that said fasting is a greater cure for all of our ills, both physical and mental, than all the pills of this world put in one bottle or a billion bottles. So we too, just like in the How to Eat to Live, just like in the so-called UFOs, just like in the cracking of the atom, just like in the tuning in radio in the head, just like in the black man's, the original man, and everybody bears witness to that now. They too will also be forced to bear witness to that 1914.
Yes, sir.
That expiration date did come.
Nah, I was seriously up all night. You know what I mean? I took a couple of drops of this, and I think I took it too late, right? I took it probably around like 5 o'clock. I didn't think it was going to keep me up to like 2, 3 o'clock. But it was good though, because I was doing hella work. Like I was knocking it out because I had to do a lot of stuff on the back end for the show. But the disclaimer on this one, don't take this if you want to goddamn be focused. If you don't want to be focused all day long, just knocking it out with no distractions. Because my mind was calm. I had my system ready to go. I was energized. And I was just boom, 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 boom. And once I got in that flow, I couldn't be distracted, nor slanted, nor taken off. You feel me? That supermind really have you up there going. It's like Viagra for the brain. It had me definitely mentally up all night, for sure. Because it almost got to a point where it felt like I couldn't tell when I was supposed to go to sleep because I didn't get no drowsiness. But then I realized that once I got into bed, you know, I was able to naturally just fall into a sleep. So it was still good. It wasn't one of the ones that just, you know, had me with insomnia. It would just basically tell me when you want to go to sleep, you can. But beyond that, that supermind had me working. Yeah, this my fix. I don't need nothing else for real.
I'm 19 Keys, and this is High Level Conversation. Library.